Bonjour, bienvenue à la conférence de presse
Welcome to the press conference on private life, which premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. I'm very pleased to introduce the people who appear in the film. I will begin on my left with the co-writer of the film, who also helped to write the event, Anne Berret.
À côté d'Anne, un des comédiens nommé 5 fois au César, qu'il a remporté
actor who was nominated 5 times for the César and who got it for Lost Illusions, Vincent Lacoste.
Nous ferons un petit saut à l'autre bout de la table.
The other end of the table, we have the producer, who's worked with Slotowski since her very first film, Frédéric Jouve, who helped her with Dear Prudence.
À côté de Frédéric,
next to Frédéric, she's already appeared in The Children of Others, 5 nominations for the Césars. The actress in the role of Paula Cohen-Solal, Virginie Efira.
À côté de
next to Virginie Efira, we have the director and the actor who had 14 nominations for the Césars and won them twice. He was declared Best Actor in Cannes, Daniel Auteuil, in the role of Gabriel Haddad.
Inviter une vedette, une mythe qui n'a pas besoin de présentation.
A guest who needs no introduction. 10 nominations for the Golden Globes, won 4 times. She received 5 nominations for the Academy Awards, which she won for her role in The Silence of the Lambs. In 2021, the festival gave her an honorary Golden Palm. In the role of Lillian Steiner, we have the director and actress Jodie Foster.
Celle qui est responsable
du film, finally, the person who is extremely talented, 4th film here in Cannes since Belle Épine in 2010, where she won the Caméra d'Or. We have Rebecca Zlotowski. I didn't get the Caméra d'Or, but we would have loved to. Perhaps that's a dream on my part. Yes, and that no doubt counts, one's wishes. We have several questions in the room already. Perhaps to get the ball rolling, I will ask Frédéric, your friend, your colleague, turned up in your office and said, I want to shoot a film with Jodie Foster. What was your reaction?
Connaissant Rebecca,
as I know Rebecca quite well, when she said that to me, I thought, obviously, that we would do this, that it would indeed be possible. And Rebecca, in fact, already wanted to have Jodie in her first film, Belle Épine, Dear Prudence, which talked about a mother who had disappeared. And when we were preparing this film, she said, you know, what I dreamt of was that Jodie Foster portray the mother.
Là, tu m'as un peu moins cru. Là, t'as dit ça ne va pas arriver.
You didn't believe me really at that time, did you? Yes, it was our first film together, but we thought it would be quite extraordinary, and one day we will indeed achieve this. Thank you. A lot of people want to take the floor.
Ángeles, W Radio en Colombie, Mexique et en Espagne. J'aimerais savoir pour Jodie si vous avez eu avant une proposition de tourner en français déjà. Et sinon, vous avez lu ce scénario de Rebecca. Qu'est-ce que vous avez pensé? Qu'est-ce que vous avez eu dans ce scénario pour dire, allez,
what did you see in the script that made you want to forge ahead? Yes, I've already appeared in a couple of French films, but I've never had so many lines.
C'était quelque chose que je souhaitais.
This is something that I really wanted to do for a long time.
Là, c'était surtout le scénario qui m'a
passionné,
que j'ai adoré.
was something I found passionately interesting.
Chez moi, un festival de films de Rebecca Zlotowski.
Organized a Rebecca Zlotowski festival, in fact.
Là, j'ai adoré ses films et puis
I
après,
loved her films. We met together.
Alors tout a
and everything gelled. Everything came together.
Comme une tapisserie.
It, the various threads were woven together.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Olsen from One Press TV Sweden. I apologize if this question was already asked because I don't speak French.
Okay.
So for us English speakers, Jodie Foster, you are such an icon in American cinema. Yeah. What made you want to do this French film? What was that tipping point where you just want to jump in?
Yeah, I really did. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and this is, I was just saying, this is the first time that I've been in a French movie where I have as much dialogue, so that was a huge challenge for me. And I think, you know, the great thing is that when I act in French, I'm a totally different person. I have a much higher voice, I'm much less confident, and I get very frustrated because I can't express myself as well. And so it actually creates kind of a new kind of character for me.
Rebecca, comment est-ce que vous avez justement créé votre distribution? Est-ce que Jodie, c'était la première?
Oui.
Was Jodie your first choice? Yes, she was the starting point, of course.
Pour ceux qui ont vu le film, vous voyez, il y a des films qui s'articulent vraiment, il y a des films de constellation, puis il y a des films vraiment qui sont voilà, guidés par une crise d'un personnage. Enfin, même le scénario que m'avait proposé Anne Berest au début, moi j'en ai changé le titre, mais le titre c'était Lilian Steiner.
The initial title, the first title was Lilian Steiner. So that was the leading part in the film, of course.
Depuis que j'ai commencé à faire du cinéma, je fantasme Jodie Foster dans
made more and more films, of course, and I kept seeing Jodie Foster in all these different parts.
Une fille facile, c'est quand même une cagole dans le sud. Voilà, ça ne sera pas
Jodie Foster. In one of my films, you had this girl from a very basic social background in the South, and I thought, this wouldn't suit Jodie Foster, but this film seemed just right. So I thought, this is going to be the film I'm going to make with Jodie Foster. I built it together. I put together the scaffolding of the film, so to speak. There are two families. You have the Cohen-Solal family, which haunts the film, portrayed by Virginie, who equally struck me as just the right person for that part. Of course, it's a wonderful thing to film Virginie Efira. You'd love the adventure never to come to an end. I kept adding bits here and there, thinking of her. It was a bit phantasmagorical.
Oui,
of course.
J'ai travaillé beaucoup.
We had Jodie.
La construction de ces deux familles, la famille des Cohen-Solal avec Virginie, avec Luana Bajrami qui est aussi,
and Luana
as well, aussi ces acteurs. Je pense que j'ai un truc bizarre qui est non seulement d'aller chercher des actrices et des acteurs qui vont plus me choisir que moi je ne les choisis.
Actors and actresses, but often they choose me more than I choose them, so the relationship is reversed. And now we have Daniel Auteuil, Jodie Foster, Frédéric, and others, and it seemed a given.
Anne, comment est-ce que le projet s'est développé? C'est quoi le point de départ du scénario? Vous l'avez apporté, vous l'avez proposé à Rebecca. Et est-ce que vous changez, vous ajustez les rôles une fois le casting en place?
In light of the actors and actresses who were chosen? Yes, of course, there was an initial version of the script, which I wrote a couple of years ago. The starting point was really the question of hypnosis. I have a father-in-law who was quite a legend in hypnosis, and after the war, he became one of the outstanding people to fight for hypnosis when these psychoanalysts said it was not a good thing. And that fascinated me, his stance at the time. Hence, I wrote this character. Also, I wanted to focus on this idea of a former life. Under hypnosis, sensed these former lives, and I didn't know whether I was going crazy or whether it was something real. Then Liliane, as a character, appeared on the scene. Of course, we've known each other, Rebecca and I, for maybe 17 years now. And I said one day to Rebecca, would you have a look at this? It's in a drawer. And she said, okay, let's forge ahead. And then we reworked the script together. And
le truc qui est drôle, c'est quand même, donc cette femme est complètement folle. C'est-à-dire que c'est vraiment, je pensais à mes vies antérieures.
She's completely crazy. She thinks about former lives and things like that.
C'est la zone vous avez compris, donc Anne Berest, non seulement une romancière.
Anne Berest is a novelist, a writer, and she's one of my very closest friends. I'd like to insist on this friendship because this film was born out of friendship.
À un moment de ma vie, après un 5e film, où je flotte à chercher un sujet qui ait du sens.
See that sometimes I'm searching around for a film that would be meaningful not only for me but for others. And she said, well, let's focus on this character. It's like a Jewish joke. It's this psychiatrist who suddenly gets worried about her patient. She starts to cry because of the death of her patient. And so we then try to work back to understand this emotion. I thought, great, we'll turn this into a film. It'll be Jodie Foster. The title, I was obsessed by the initial title. I said, then I thought, oh, it's got to be called Private Life. So everything seemed to fit in. What about former lives and hypnosis? And I said to her, well, we agree that this doesn't really exist. And she said, no, I believe fully in this. So there's a real dialogue between Anne and myself. I am deeply rational, far too rational perhaps. Far too rational to identify with the Lilian Steiner, and Anne Berest opened up all sorts of possibilities that created this kind of tension you have in Lilian Steiner's character. There's a form of opposition between our two obsessions. Of course, we share a lot of things. We share many things, our joy for Jewish jokes, Jewish humor. And you can see this reflected in some of my previous scripts. In other words, this was the starting point for the writing of the film. You can see this relationship as it develops. It's a film all about friendship, too.
Avec un petit peu d'érotisme entre eux.
With a bit of eroticism, of course, as well. Added in.
Une question sur la gauche droite.
Question here from Brazil, Correio da Manhã, Rodrigo Fonseca. Jodie, thank you for the acting in this film, but also thank you for one of the most amazing films that I've ever seen, Home for the Holidays, that you directed. And I brought this up. I brought this up because you are an amazing director, and I would like to understand how much of your skills as a director influenced your way of acting process like this one. Thank you.
Wow,
interesting.
Well, Rebecca was just talking about how she seems to like working with actor-directors, and I love working with actor-directors. And most of the directors that I've worked with really appreciate what we bring to the table, I think. It's just I think it's actors tend to think in moments and in the now, and directors have the whole picture in their head, and so it can be very helpful to have a director on set, I think, who's able to understand where the train is heading and to help to help people put whatever they need in order to get to their destination. So I prepare the same way as a director as I do as an actor, probably because I have absolutely no training and I don't know what I'm doing as an actor. But I never went to acting school or conservatory or anything, so I don't really know any other way to do it.
Daniel, je vous pose la même question, enfin, dans quelque sorte.
I'd like to...
Daniel,
je
voudrais intervenir justement sur la même
venture an answer, perhaps?
Est-ce que le fait d'avoir réalisé, des films, est-ce que cela a changé votre approche
When you make films yourself, does that change your approach to acting?
Permis de pas poser de questions inutiles au metteur en scène.
The idea is not to ask silly questions to the director. That's something you learn. It facilitated my work as an actor, indeed.
Quand je mets en scène, je passe devant la caméra comme je passe devant
when I appear before a camera, it's as though I was just taking a snapshot of myself in a booth. I think mainly of the others.
Wow. Je dirais plutôt, peut-être, je pense que c'est surtout, ça les rend aussi meilleurs réalisateurs d'être des acteurs. Moi, je trouve que les films des réalisateurs dans les festivals du monde entier.
There are more and more films by directors who are actors in the world today. When you're a director, you need to have first-hand experience of what it's like to be an actor, and that's why I think that this kind of director makes even better films.
Gauche, je pense.
Me? Is it me? Yeah. Hi. 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 Helen Barlow from Australia, but I live in Paris, not far from Vincent. And I'm just wondering, Danielle, did you know Jodie before? What you have such a good rapport in this film, an easygoing rapport. Did you know each other? How did you create this easygoing rapport? And what is your favourite film of Jodie? And Jodie, what is your favourite film of Daniel? What did you like about working together?
Je l'ai connue petite fille.
I knew her as a little girl
Taxi
in a film called Taxi Driver.
Et ensuite, je l'ai suivie tout au long de sa carrière.
Her career, of course. I never thought that one day I would be fortunate enough to actually meet her.
Je l'ai admirée pendant tout ce temps-là. Il se trouve
this time,
je ne vais pas dire qu'elle m'a admiré, mais
I won't say that she admired me, but as she knows a lot about France, she also saw my films. We met together, and when we did, we felt we'd always known each other.
L'autre chose aussi qui a
There's
été
another thing,
très forte, c'est-à-dire d'avoir le sentiment de rencontrer son alter ego, c'est-à-dire
I got the feeling I was meeting an alter ego.
Pour la première fois, j'ai rencontré quelqu'un qui avait les mêmes réactions que moi, qui jouait comme moi, qui ressentait les mêmes choses,
who performed like I do, had the same feelings, and who is so hugely concentrated when working,
qui était prête à toutes les cascades,
remaining light-hearted at the same time. She was prepared to indulge in whatever was needed for the film. It was absolutely natural.
On s'était aimés depuis tout ce temps-là.
It's as though we'd always loved each other.
Oh, well, yes. Yeah. I mean, it is an amazing thing, and I'm sure you guys have had this experience as well, where you know an actor's work so well, you know their face and where their face is going to move and how they speak. And of course, I've been watching Daniel for so many years, all the Jean de Florette movies, and so many movies after that. So I did feel like, I felt like he was my brother or something. That's strange, right? Where because I also had this image of him as a young man as well, and then have seen him over the years, so it really felt like he did feel like a family member. And we had a good time. We had a good time making the movie as actors, but we had a good time sitting in our chairs, waiting, and talking about nonsense.
Je dois dire que je suis extrêmement émue, si je peux ajouter une chose, c'est un plaisir de cinéaste de sentir quand on est sur ce plateau, ça n'était pas spécialement prévu. À l'écriture, leur amour, cette comédie de remariage, c'était une ligne parmi d'autres dans le film.
That was another line in the film, in fact, which has a number of focal points. And on the set, we realized that there was this amazing chemistry between the two.
Et donc frère et sœur, un peu incestueux.
Brother and sister, that would be a bit incestuous.
Cette alchimie absolue
you
d'avoir
had this
devant moi,
incredible chemistry I saw before my eyes.
Mais j'avais la sensation
I'd work with them separately, but I had the impression that it was instant. It doesn't happen often when you're a director, this kind of thing on the set. Sometimes you don't like the actors so much, but they really work well together. This was instant.
Filme plus, filme encore, filme une autre scène avec eux.
Kept saying, let's shoot another scene, let's continue, let's pursue this wonderful experience. That's what I sense working with the two of them.
Votre personnage est tellement
What about your character, who is so incredibly luminous? Virginie, your character is so graceful, yet she has a darker side.
Côté obscur. Comment est-ce qu'on joue les
deux
facettes?
Portray these two different dimensions, these two different facets. How do you manage this, given the
surtout avec
other
sa psychanalyste et ça
members of the family and the other people on the set? Of course, do you always appear as you truly are, for example?
Vous avez vu le film, donc, mais on voit que le personnage de Jodie fait un léger transfert inversé sur elle, mais
there's a sort of a reverse transfer between Jodie and I, and that makes me think of myself. I have had some psychoanalysis sessions, and there was one that really didn't work because I wanted the guy to find me that I was really intelligent. So you have to find a story. I had to find some kind of story that Liliane enjoyed listening to. The character hides certain things, or reveals others, or invents them, and that's why you have these different layers in the film.
Question sur le côté droit. Oui.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Yael Kahn, donc je suis journaliste française. Ma question elle est pour vous,
Jodie Foster.
Qu'est-ce qui vous a plu dans ce personnage de Liliane Steiner? Est-ce que c'est toute cette profondeur psychologique, cet univers introspectif, et aussi toute cette question de la filiation qui est très importante? Et comment aussi, avec vous, Rebecca Zlotowski, comment ça s'est passé sur le tournage? Est-ce que vous proposiez parfois des aspects
Question for Rebecca Zlotowski. How did you portray all these different dimensions of the character? Is it something you suggested to the actors? Well, I said a number of things in terms of Liliane. She's someone who's my age, and at a given point in time, she reaches this turning point in her life, and she feels a bit stuck in her job. She's blocked. She's come to a standstill. And through this inquiry she conducts with her former husband, she's investigating a murder. And in the end, it's an investigation into herself. And she realizes that she simply has to change. There's something I really like in the film. At the end, this investigation, this inquiry into herself, it doesn't end up turning into a really big deal. It's not a question of sort of amputation, something radical. It's more a matter of details which make us into the person we are. And you discover all this when you have the courage to really delve into yourself. That's what I really enjoyed in this character, this total transformation. And as to the second part of your question, how did you talk about the character with Jodie? I think we shared this viewpoint, in fact. We're very disciplined, we're hardworking people. The films I make don't take 6 months to shoot. We try to reach an agreement before the shooting, and then when we start shooting, there may be some surprises, of course, and that leads to certain conversations about the character, but most things are decided before the shooting. We walked around Paris a lot before the shooting. It was very hot. We talked a lot together near the Boulevard Raspail. Sorry to be so technical, in fact.
Je me souviens, il y avait un petit peu d'ombre. Enfin bref,
I remember there was a little bit of shade, but it was very hot otherwise. And we talked together.
Parce que c'est quelque chose qu'on décide.
I didn't think that Jodie would be able just to walk freely around Paris so much, but we walked, we talked. When I came to see you in Los Angeles, I was in a plane. And we went to buy some books, and it was perhaps wonderfully boring what we were out to do, but it proved extremely beneficial. So we talked about matters beforehand. In our conversations about the character, there were certain things that weren't decided on. But we reached an agreement on most things, and then when there's a problem of set or this and that, we could always adjust and then agree on the details. And it was very comfortable because we could speak French together. It was just an incredible pleasure for me.
Merci.
Thank you.
Question.
Oui, bonjour. Lauric de Cannes Lérins TV. Content justement de vous accueillir ici. J'avais une question pour Rebecca. Vous avez parlé justement de la partie décision, la partie technique. Vous avez souvent collaboré avec le chef opérateur Georges Le Chaptois, the DOP. In an interview,
he said he loved making simple films, films with camera on his shoulder. This is not the case so much in this film, perhaps. Was that a common choice?
C'est le 6e. Je suis heureuse de dire en public mon admiration pour Georges Le Chaptois, qui est mon chef opérateur depuis mon premier film.
He's been my DOP ever since my very first film, and we've done everything together, including what I did for Canal+, Les Sauvages.
Malgré le nom qui est un nom très français, c'est un Chilien qui vit en France depuis
originally, despite his French name, he's been in France for 40 years now.
De l'analogie qui vient de la pellicule, mais j'allais dire comme moi, même si j'ai pas
like me in terms of
mais moi
his
j'ai commencé
training.
avec du 35 mm,
I began with 35
une
millimeters.
pensée donc de ces focales qui étaient
I always think about
the 35, on voulait du scope, voilà,
35 millimeter scope, the kind of lens we're going to use. It's something we've always looked for together.
En
Even
50,
if
en
the
25,
first film we had 3 lenses, this and that. We gradually progressed, depending on the budget we had available. We then started sometimes to use digital cameras. He was a bit reluctant, but we broached the topic together. Post-prod is digital, so I thought, well, we can do this for our films. I mixed together 35 millimeters and digital, and the handheld camera or camera on your shoulder. This is something we do use. He's really good as a DOP, and with a camera on your shoulder, you can take very long shots. For a landscape, that's fine. But what I'm really interested in is the people, their bodies, bit by bit. We then started to use a tripod because the camera is very heavy, and you can't just put the camera on your shoulder from beginning to end. But he is incredible. I think he is the greatest possible DOP when it comes to light. At the time, we had DOPs, people who sorted out the framing, who were very good with light, but in addition, he's really fast. And we take about 100 shots, different approaches per day in a very short space of time. And we worked so closely together, Georges and I. He taught me so much about directing. In fact, we always talk together when choosing this or that. How to use a long focal length, for example, or less so. In other words, we never work in a theoretical manner. It's always very practical. He's the only DOP with whom I work in a totally intuitive way. Of course, we have these major principles. We know what we like, and we reach common ground during the shooting. It's wonderful to work with him as a DOP. He's an excellent person to work with.
Vincent, j'aurais une question pour vous.
Thank you. I have a question for you.
Personnage que vous vivez aux mains de votre mère, qui
your character, and then you have your mother. It's not an easy relationship. What was it like being in this film together?
C'était exceptionnel, mais c'est comment dire, moi mon personnage, il accueille, il accueille sa mère et ce qu'elle a à lui dire, et juste il est en réaction.
Accepts what his mother has to say to him, and then he reacts.
Il est assez, comment dire,
How can I
affligé,
put this? In fact, he's appalled by what she says, and she doesn't show much sympathy for her son.
Des scènes aussi bien écrites.
The scenes were beautifully written, and I had Jodie Foster, such an outstanding actress, to act with, so I did exactly as the character dictated. I listened to what people said. I was perhaps appalled by some of the lines, but in any event, what I do with my character is simply to react. Another question on the right.
Bonjour, Constant Carbonel de Belgique. J'ai une question pour Virginie
Carbonel, Belgium. I have a question for Virginie Efira.
Comment on travaille pour faire exister un personnage qu'on voit finalement peu à l'écran, mais qui reste essentiel à l'intrigue? Et je me permets aussi juste une question pour Jodie. Pourquoi avoir attendu aussi longtemps pour faire un film en français?
Why did you wait so long to make a film in French?
Je ne crois pas que l'acteur prenne en compte la question de comment faire
take account of this issue. How can I ensure that people will remember me? I'm in a
franchement,
we don't put ourselves in a situation where it's like a flashback. With Rebecca, things were totally natural. What was wonderful yesterday for me was to discover the film.
Je le vois avant, et là, comme j'avais un petit rôle, je me dis, je vais garder ce
seen it,
plaisir-là.
of course, but I thought I'll wait to see it on a big screen. And I saw this fragmented beauty of the character, but I didn't play the fragments really. Maybe I should ask Jodie.
Voilà. Pourquoi pas en français?
Jodie, why didn't you appear in a film in French before? Moi, je vais juste continuer
parce que pour moi, c'était.
Well, I'd like to follow on what was said.
De cette femme,
this
on en
character,
parle constamment.
This woman,
on en parle que de Paula pendant tout le film.
We talked about it so much. We talked so much about Paula Cohen-Solal. Everyone focuses on her. That's why Virginie was so incredible in the film.
De qui on s'en souvienne, qui marque.
It's a character you're never going to forget.
De différentes façons, parce qu'elle a de l'humour.
For different reasons. She's amusing. She has great depth.
Elle est profonde.
She's a very deep person.
Mystérieuse.
And mysterious at the same time.
Et pour moi, enfin, en tant que Liliane, le personnage de Liliane, c'est vrai qu'elle est.
It's true.
Qu'il y a des passions qui sont rares pour un psychothérapeute.
There are some passions which are rare for a psychotherapist. There are some patients who instinctively, in your subconscious, well, you feel you're totally attracted to these people and you don't know why. There's a kind of a transfer, a love between these two characters.
Le fait que son personnage ment,
that her character lies to her or omits to say certain things. She doesn't say everything.
En fait, le personnage de Paula, c'est quelqu'un qu'on connaît
as a
que à
character,
travers
Paula is someone you only know
son influence
through
sur les autres personnes.
Her influence over other people.
La réfraction sur les autres personnes.
The way she has an impact on other people. Why didn't I make a film in French beforehand? I had secondary parts, small parts before, but I was actually afraid. A number of directors offered me projects, but I was too scared to act in French. I thought someone who's more familiar with French should do so. But I don't really remember how things worked out this time around.
Mais moi aussi, elle m'a dit non.
C'est vrai.
Si je lui ai proposé un film, mais c'est
Me too. The same thing has occurred to me a couple of years ago. I'd like to admit that I received a letter.
De refus de ma vie.
It's the most beautiful letter turning something down that I've ever received in my life. I lost the letter, but I was so happy she refused my offer that I wanted to keep the letter. Can I tell you the truth? In fact, I never got certain letters that perhaps were sent to me. Well, it doesn't matter. That's very interesting what you've just said. He said, it won't be Jodie Foster in your film. And I said, well, we'll see. And there you go.
Bon, on a solutionné le mystère, mais elle l'aurait pas fait, c'était un premier.
We've solved the mystery. No regrets.
Question sur le côté gauche.
Bonjour, Serge Béliard, journaliste français. C'est une question pour Jodie
journalist.
Foster.
I have a question for Jodie Foster. You've often been characters who are psychologically, they carry around a huge burden. What about Daniel Auteuil's films? Would you like to be in a comedy with him? Yes, I would love to do that. We could do a second version of Private Life, perhaps, together. But even more private than this one.
Mais oui, c'est une chose que j'ai découvert.
Indeed, that's something I discovered. I was very businesslike, very serious as a child and as an adolescent. And the older I get, the more I want to be more light-hearted. And I'd like to be in films which talk about other people. I only wanted to be in films which talked about me when I was younger. But this time around, things have truly changed. It's so much fun to listen to new voices.
Nouvelles, et de soutenir les performances des autres.
To support other people's performances.
La vieille
it's wonderful to be the old lady who says, "Don't worry, there's nothing serious about it."
Wow! Vraiment badass.
Rebecca, est-ce que je pourrais vous poser la question sur quelques noms de familles dans le film?
About some of the family names in the film. Lillian Steiner, Cohen. Lillian Steiner, that came from Anne.
Donc elle avait quelque chose de solide, quoi.
And Steiner sounded very well-grounded, like in the song.
Et ensuite, j'ai une espèce de bon, je suis légèrement fétichiste. Je pense que les réalisateurs, c'est difficile de pas l'être parce que comme chaque décision est une décision réfléchie, c'est pas
each decision has to be carefully thought out. It's not just a question of fetishism.
Voilà, je suis pas fétichiste dans ma vie civile, mais il se trouve que quand on réfléchit chaque décision, elle doit avoir un sens à un moment.
Your decisions have to have a meaning. So the name of characters have to be meaningful. They have to give you a sort of a key. Sometimes there are mysterious keys. Chéance in the film.
J'ai découvert, j'écrivais que l'endroit de la double vie de Mathieu Amalric était à Chéance, ce lieu, et en fait, j'ai découvert
this issue of having a double life, and I realized that the place was an actual place where my godmother had a double life as well.
Mais c'était vrai, c'est quelque chose
And
qui m'a
it's
construit.
true. This is something that really struck me. So a double life, Steiner, of course, in the names in the films, they have a very Jewish sound to them. Haddad is the Mediterranean side of things. Cohen is much more Jewish. Vincent is Haddad Park because he's married to Jeanine Park in the film. And he even took his wife's name, Cohen Solal, because for me, that is neither Ashkenaz or Sepharad exactly. The Cohens weren't entitled to go to certain cemeteries. Everyone, of course, is very free to choose the names of their characters, but that's how I went about things.
Donc voilà, c'est bien comme ça, mais chaque nom aurait un sens.
It just occurred to me like that, but each name is meaningful. And Friedman, for example,
joué par Aurore Clément, qui est aussi une réminiscence sans doute de la comte Lucien, de Louis Malle qui a donné le titre
Louis Malle, for example, who also gave Private Life as a title to one of his films. It's intuitive, but the names have to be meaningful. She's called Friedman, like characters in many of my films. It's a sort of a tragedy, and it's a good way of approaching a given character. It's a good plot, so to speak.
Pour la suite, pour les autres. Malheureusement, c'est tout le temps à notre disposition.
Our time is now up.
Merci.
Thank you very much indeed.
Merci pour le film.